Here's the first slide. There's my title. There's my credentials. Here's my animation. Here's another animation. Here's another slide. That's the fade transition. I stopped doing morph after the first one because it got very distracting. And here's an information slide. Another title slide which defines another section of the presentation. Let's do principles and choices. I chose blue for whenever I do an APA citation or an appeal to authority. That's how I show my trustworthiness. I put the quote in blue, or I put the appeal to authority in blue. From Reynolds, oh wait, that one was from Costlin, page 111, right? From Reynolds, I don't know what the page numbers are because I did it in O'Reilly. I took this very seriously. Nature is a master colorist. So I have a lot of pictures which have nature in them, and then I use earth tones. Let me look at it here. Looking here, it's analogous kind of color scheme. I found that my colors that I gravitated towards were in here. So I have this analogous color scheme with browns, oranges, greens, yellows. And then I have some splashes of blue for the sky, which I thought was very natural. And here we go. Brown I'm going to use to be like strong and stable because I'm imagining a very reluctant, like some park ranger type teacher that doesn't want to do digital storytelling because he's anti-technology in the classroom. And I wanted brown. DST could look reliable and cool, trustworthy. Orange would be because it's exciting. Like people enjoy digital stories, listening to them, making them to bring in self-esteem and the higher needs of Maslow because I'm doing Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how they're met by digital storytelling. Pink is here for the Maslow's hierarchy need of love and acceptance because pink is a very lovey color. And green to bring home the nature thing, but also so that when we look at the very confident child, we're going to feel a little jealous of how confident she is. What did I do? Pinch. Really? Did I just mess up my stuff? Okay. So principle of discriminability. That was on page 123. I went black and white. I heard it was straining to do pure black, so it's not pure black. It's a little bit lighter than black and white. And then there's a little perspective shadow behind it. The shadow is in the color of this sand here. So I'm going to use the color of this sand to unify the other slides by having a little bit of brown in each slide. And those are my credentials. Font choices, I went serif because I didn't want people to think it's this new hippie progressive thing. I wanted them to think that it's legit. I went principle of salience, page 123 also. And most important, the title is very high contrast. Content right here is in the color of the sand, which is less contrast, but it's still visible and so in a very earthy, natural kind of thing. I didn't animate this APA citation because I wanted the blue and APA citation to garner your trust. All right. So here, principle of perceptual organization. I did yellow. Everyone's looking at this person, showing love and acceptance. And I wanted to group this DST and love with this person being loved and accepted. Acceptance is in pink. And the background is a gradient that I created. And these colors come from the leaves. I have these here on the side, and I use the eyedropper for the fill. And so I eyedropper for certain things from the picture just to make sure that we're all unified. And I make sure the things that I eyedropper are very close to this sample picture here so I can make my color scheme. I went very green on this, but I used the orange of the leaves, and The shirt that she's wearing has stuff from the previous slide, like the pink of the previous slide, the blue of the sky, and so on. Self-esteem is kind of a strong thing, so I wanted it to be green. We could be a little bit jealous of how a child has a lot of self-esteem because they don't have the education to know that maybe they don't deserve all the acclaim and praise that they get. And my appeal to authority slides, where I do a quote, I'm definitely going to keep this format because I like it. It has the sand and the sky, but it's also salient because it has the dark color and a lighter color. This remains there because the self-esteem was in orange. I actually sat and planned out the whole color scheme for each one of the hierarchy of needs. And then here I traced very roughly using the shape tool. I made it kind of transparent, and I took this yellow from a couple different yellows I took from these leaves to give some variety and depth. And that's what I did.